All right, let's dive in. Today, we're looking at two totally different ways of thinking about how to break free from let's call it the hypnosis of modern life. One path says you have to become a predator to beat the system. The other says you need to connect to a massive universal network to really understand it. So, which way actually leads to freedom? Let's figure it out.
It's a tough question, right? But you know that feeling, that little creeping sensation that maybe you're just a passenger in your own life? Kind of just going through the motions, feeling drained, without any real purpose or control? Well, that feeling is the exact starting point for both of the worldviews we're going to explore. And this quote from one of our sources, Owen Cook, is brilliant. And yeah, a little terrifying. It just captures that feeling perfectly. The idea is that without even realizing it, a lot of us are just powering a system that really doesn't have our best interests at heart. It's a wild metaphor for feeling totally used up by the daily grind.
So before we can even talk about how to escape, we've got to understand the prison itself. And both philosophies agree on this one thing. Most of us are trapped. But the bars on this prison, they're not made of steel. They're completely invisible.
Owen Cook has this amazing term for our world. He calls it the concrete jungle. And in this jungle, the predators, they're not hunting for your body, not for food, nope. In the 21st century, the things that are most valuable are the things you can't even see.
And this is what they're feeding on. Your time, just gone, wasted. Your focus, shattered into a million pieces by distractions. Your willpower, totally depleted by the end of the day. Your energy, sapped. And your ability to influence your own life, neutralized. This is the currency that fuels the entire system.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. We've got two fundamentally different escape routes. Path 1 says the only way out is to go through. You have to master the game, you have to beat the predators at their own game, and get that material freedom. Path 2, on the other hand, says, hold on. True freedom comes from a realization. The realization that you're part of something way, way bigger. A universal consciousness.
All right, first up, Path 1, the predator. This is the philosophy of pure individual power. It's about becoming the apex predator in that concrete jungle. It's about being the cause of things in your life, not the effect.
And this quote, man, it cuts right to the heart of the predator mindset. It's a total rejection of feeling powerless. The argument here is that getting out of the financial trap isn't some far-off, impossible dream. It's actually a straightforward, solvable problem if, and it's a big if, you stop letting the system drain you of all your resources.
So what's the one thing holding most people back? According to Cook, it's this idea of the bear trap. You know, that job you hate, the one that doesn't just take your time from 9 to 5. It leaves you so mentally and emotionally fried that by the time you get home, you have zero energy left to even think about pulling yourself free. It's not just a bad job, it's a cage. And it's designed to keep you right where you are.
Okay, let's do a complete 180 and look at a totally different way of seeing things. Path 2 isn't about fighting the jungle at all. It's about realizing that the entire jungle is connected by this hidden, intelligent network and that you're already a part of it.
The key metaphor for this whole path is the mycelial network, the incredible root system of fungi. And as this quote explains, its structure, its design, is like a blueprint for some of the most complex systems in the entire universe, from our own brains to the fabric of space itself. It's like there's a universal design language.
And we're not talking about some simple little plant here. The largest known living thing on planet Earth is a single mycelial mat from a honey mushroom in Oregon. It's spread across over 2,200 acres, and it's estimated to be, get this, 2,500 years old. This isn't just an organism, it's a vast, ancient intelligence.
And this brings us to the core idea from the great mycologist Paul Stamets. The mycelial network isn't just a cool metaphor for him, it's a physical example of a much deeper truth. That we and everything around us are all just nodes connected into one single giant consciousness.
So, okay, we've got two totally different goals on the table. Conquer the material world or connect with the spiritual one. But what are the actual tools? I mean, how do you do this? What does each path recommend for actually changing your reality?
Path 1 is super practical, very action-oriented. First, you do a ruthless audit of your life. You find all the leaks where your time and energy are escaping, and you plug them. Second, you master social dynamics so you can build influence. And third, you intentionally activate what's known as the winner effect, basically training your brain to operate from a place of confidence and flow, which in turn attracts more success.
Now, the main tool for Path 2 couldn't be more different. It's not about doing, it's about seeing. And while things like meditation and being in nature are key, from Paul Stamets' perspective, psilocybin is a powerful tool. He doesn't see it as a party drug, but as a non-addictive compound that can temporarily dissolve our ego, dial down our deepest fears, and allow us to directly experience that feeling of being part of the universal network.
Which brings us to the ultimate question, right? With two paths this different and two toolkits that are worlds apart, what does it actually mean to awaken? What's the end goal?
Well, for the predator, waking up means taking complete control. It's about achieving total agency in your life. You're the one making things happen, not the one things are happening to. But for the network view, awakening is the opposite. It's about surrendering that need for individual control and peacefully understanding your true place in the cosmic flow.
But this is where it gets really fascinating. This quote actually comes from Owen Cook, the main guy behind the Predator Path. Even after making this whole case for material mastery, he asked this question. It kind of reveals this deep yearning for something more, right? A desire for that spiritual quietness that really defines the network path. So, maybe the two paths aren't as separate as they seem.
And that's the question we want to leave you with. Is real freedom found by becoming the absolute best player in the game as it exists right now? Or is it found by realizing there's a completely different game being played all around us? A game that connects everything and everyone. So the real question isn't which path is right. It's which path is right for you.